Hey everyone, it's Tammy. I don't know if I should call these videos Where's the Sun like I used to, or guess how much junk I can fit in my bedroom. If you look over there, there's a mess on my bed. I put the camouflage shirt there, so maybe it would hide it. But anyway, so this week the sun has moved into the gate 30 of the Human Design Mandala, and the gate 30 is it's desire, it's fire, it's the energy that pushes things into fruition. People that have this gate, like myself, can tend to come off as very intense, very driven, very forceful, and sometimes in the attempt to make something happen, it can either burn people out, or people need a break, or you know, some people, if they're smart, will just stand back and watch me do what I'm doing and see what comes out in the end. But it's an energy of like strength and passion and determination and the ability to get things done. So if you've been putting something off for sorry, I hate that. If you've been putting something off for a while and you weren't sure you had the energy to push through it, you have about 4 more days to do that. If you have the 30 in your chart defined all the time, you always have that energy. You just have to tap into it. And you kind of have to learn when to step back from it too. I find if you follow your strategy that it can help you determine whether or not what you're pushing for or what your passion is or what that desire you're trying to get to manifest is worth it. Sometimes, I'll talk about myself again, sometimes I don't know the difference and I'll just try and push something through when, you know, everything else is telling me not to, and then I end up with this big piley mess, and that's that. So anyway, that's where the sun is at this point. And I had asked, I belong to a group on Facebook of people that talk about things like human design and card reading or different spiritual journeys that we're all on. And it's really cool because it's actually a group that doesn't carry a lot of judgment, and we support each other. So it's really kind of cool. But I asked them to ask a question if they wanted me to answer it in the video this week. And I was asked about gifts. And the gifts that they meant were things that, you know, you can use in your life, in your journey. What parts of the chart really show what gifts you have and what you're good at. And there's just a lot of them. Just talking about the centers alone, if you have an open center on your chart, and again, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Maybe not. Hold on. See where those colors are in the triangular shapes? Those are defined centers. That one in the middle, the diamond shape, that's an undefined center. So in my chart, that's my chart. What that means is that my identity center, the G center, is open. So I have an ability to feel other people's identities. And there have been times where those identities have come on as my own identity. So there's a lower side of that energy, but through the years I've been able to determine what's mine, what's theirs. But I can connect with people on a different level because I understand their identity. So each of the centers have that kind of ability. If you have an open emotional solar plexus, you feel other people's emotional energy. If you have an open head, you can actually hear their thoughts if you focus. And even sometimes when you don't focus and you're not sure and then you think it's your own thought, that's a whole nother problem. But like the spleen, if you have that undefined, you can actually, and I've seen my mother do it, guess people's illnesses. Like someone can walk into a room and my mother will be like, she's pregnant, or she has cancer of the, you know, elbow. And it sounds like the freakiest thing you've ever heard, and then a month later you find out that she's right. So there's all those different kinds of energies. With the throat, when it's open, you can understand language differently, communicate differently, things like that. So gifts lie all within the chart. So it's really up to your individual chart whether or not you, what gifts you really possess naturally. But on the same vein, if you have the definition in those areas, that doesn't mean that somewhere else in the chart, or by focusing on the energies that you do have in your chart, you can't have the same gifts. So somebody that doesn't have anything in their chart at all that does with teaching others could be a great teacher. It doesn't define exactly who you are. It just gives you a framework of the energies that you process and how you process them. So it's not all hocus pocusy. You can kind of work with the energies that you have, or the energies that you pick up from other people. There is one huge thing that I think is important, because I think a lot of times people find that, or I find that people say that they have a problem with, like someone will say, you know, I need time alone, or I need to withdraw, or I need to recharge. All those words, that means you have a lot of openness in your chart, whether you know it or not, you do. And that time alone is so important to have, so you can discharge all the energy that you've picked up from people during the day, during the year, during the month, whatever. When you have open spots in your chart, you're sucking in other people's energy all day. And it's not like you're sucking it in, you're not a vampire. They're like hucking it at you. So somebody who's really open, that hangs out with me for long periods of time, is going to need a break, is going to need probably a nap. And I don't get offended by that. I think there would have been a time that I did, but now that I understand how energy processes like that, I don't really let it get to me anymore, as long as the person's like aware of it and they don't just disappear and are like gone. But anyway, so that's all I have for this week. If you have any questions, please note them. Get in touch with me. If you've never seen your chart and you'd like to, those are free, so you can contact me at my email address, or online, or anywhere else. I'll put it in the comments. That's it. Take care. Bye.